Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, an actual play podcast. Every episode microplot is a complete adventure with a beginning and an end that fits into the overarching macro plot of the whole season. Because they stand sturdily on their own, you can listen to these adventures in any order and can skip any you don't enjoy. Today, we're playing the combat mechanics of the game called Roll for Shoes. It's some of our first time playing this, so we're probably going to make some mistakes. If you enjoy these mechanics, you can find the game at rollforshoes.com. Build your own character and play with friends. Speaking of friends, today we're joined by Norbert.
Hello, my name is Norbert du Silex. I am a human being. My favorite thing is to farm. I'm agriculturalist of the mushrooms. I love mycology. I'm about 39 years old, 6'2". I have a very silver hair, and my eyes are very light gray. Right now, I am just wearing, a sweater, blue sweater, very casual, a little hat, like keep me warm. I'm used to colder climates, so I wear warm clothes. And, I'm just here. It's my first time with the guild, so let's see.
Hefty.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hefty Didelphus. I'm a possum, which is a North American native animal about a foot long in the body with a tail that goes out beyond that. I'm nocturnal, but when you sleep 18 hours a day or 80% of your life, what even is diurnal or nocturnal, really? I'm carrying a ukulele. It's strapped to my back. It's about as long as I am. And that's the skill that I have 2 dice in to start. The ukulele.
Norbert, what were your 2 dice you're starting out with?
Désolé, I forgot. I'm very sorry. It is, I have 2 dice in Speak to Nature.
And we are also joined by Tracey Cavorte.
Hey there, how's it going? I'm Tracey Cavorte. I am a very small little rabbit-like creature. I'm 3'2". I weigh about 50 pounds or so, probably heavier, probably lighter. I'll never fully disparage any guesses that any of you have, but you're probably wrong. I got a nice set of fur. It's mine, I swear. I wear it on my skin. I'm a rabbit. I believe I mentioned that earlier. Sorry, I'm still going through it. I was listening to the descriptions earlier. I'm got small little brown not brown eyes. I got beady little black eyes, and I'm also technically a jackrabbit, which means I have 2 big antlers coming out of the top of my head. They are my pride and joy. I am 3'2". I mentioned that already, but I feel free to mention that at every opportunity that it doesn't matter. I'm as tall as I feel.
Excellent.
Anyway, that's me. I'm Tracey Cavorte.
Excellent. So real quick, Roll for Shoes is a simple enough game that I would like to read the rules for the player. There's only 6 of them.
Wait, sorry. In all the mess of things I might have stumbled over, I may have forgot to mention that I'm a real jumper. I'm a little bumper. I have 2 dice. I have 2 dice in jumping.
Excellent. We'll get it right eventually. So the 6 rules of Roll for Shoes are: number 1, say what you want to do and roll a number of d6s determined by the level of the relevant skill you have. Number 2, if the sum of your roll is higher than an opposing roll, the thing you wanted to happen happens. 3, at the start, if you only have 1 skill, do anything for 1 dice. If you roll all 6s, you get a new skill specific to the action, 1 level higher than the one you used. Number 5, for every roll you fail, you gain 1 experience point. Number 6, experience points can be used to change a die into a 6 for advancement purposes only. All right, so you all are sitting in the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall. Normally, it is Nusi's shift. She should be tending bar, but behind the the bar today is Nusalaj. He's looking a little under the weather. He's sniffling a little bit. What are you all doing in the guild hall today?
I would imagine that on a day as assumedly fine as a day could possibly be, I'm getting my little paws together and I'm trying to brainstorm some ideas, because funds have been low after I spent all my money from the last adventure. So I'm trying to come up with something that people would buy. Maybe something that people would buy, and then, in this case, since it's gonna be in an area around the guild, maybe something they wouldn't want to return or throw at me later. And if they will, it's something soft.
What about crayfish?
I think that's been invented already.
Yeah, but like hot, steaming, spiced crayfish meat. I was just in a cave with like a horrible, deadly whatever anyway, but the crayfish was delicious, and I did not want to return it.
That Hefty, you're a genius. No one can return food. Or throw it back at me, at least in a way they would do on purpose.
And I think you're going to need a product tester.
Hey, Hefty, if you're volunteering, you will be my #1 guinea possum.
Hey! Crayfish, crayfish.
Crayfish,
So I am sitting at a table. I have a little cough, but I am trying to treat it with a red reishi mushroom. It is very good for asthma, cough, things like this. As I am doing this, I am perceiving what appears to be a possum and a rabbit, and they are talking to each other, and I am looking to make sure that the mushroom I am consuming is not the wrong mushroom, because this is not a common occurrence for me. It's not the wrong mushroom. So I shrug my shoulders. I say, oh, okay. And so I go over there because I have never spoken to either a rabbit or a possum formally. I shout at them when they're in my garden. I say, excuse me, my name is Norbert. Are you fire-breathing kittens as well?
At least as far as I know. So far as I've heard, they've not revoked it.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. Also, we've met. You shouted at me when I was in your yard one time. It's so rude.
Oh, right. You took my my lettuce. I was not anticipating you would take my lettuce, but here we are, huh? Was it good? I put organic compost to make sure it is very flavorful, and so like when you put this dressing on there, it does not fall down at all. It is perfect.
Are you saying I can go get more?
I would prefer if you ask. We are friends now, I assume. You can, but I would like to plan. Maybe I invite you over for dinner, like to cook food for you, not no funny business. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah, crayfish, lettuce. I am quite enjoying today, and you guys are my bestest friends, and you get little possum hugs.
Oh, that's sweet.
That is a lot cozier than I imagined.
Now, usually usually a moment like this is interrupted by some horrific event leading into our next adventure.
Speaking of horrific events that lead into your next adventure, you all hear what sounds like an electric guitar sting, like wow. And outside, you hear the screech of tires as a red horseless carriage convertible pulls around the corner. And in that convertible is a stocky dwarf. He's wearing a button-up shirt that has chili peppers all over it. He's got 2-inch, like platinum blonde spiked hair popping out, a platinum blonde goatee, and he's got big glasses safely tucked into that hair up top. And he pulls up in front of the fire-breathing kittens guild hall. And as he does, a van pulls up behind him, and a bunch of people jump out carrying what look like video cameras. And as he steps out of his horseless carriage, he says, "Hi, I'm Guy Fury, and today I'm in Nicomoy at the Fire-Breathing Kilton's Guild Hall. We got a message from Nusi that her and her guildmates could cook my team of celebrity chefs under the table. Well, today we're here to see if that's true. Stay tuned for what comes next on Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives. And with that, he comes into the guild hall, and all the cameras start coming along with him. Do any of you guys listen to the food frequency? It's you can get it on your scrying balls and things. It's all about food and celebrity cooking competitions and things like that.
I'll be honest, I only even considered cooking as an option today, within the last hour actually, so this is either fortuitous or the worst possible thing that could have happened.
Let's go with fortuitous. At least for me, I'll taste everything.
For me, I am more of a book person. I read. I believe most of the information I need to ingest is written. So I do not participate mostly with the scrying balls or the frequencies or anything like this. So this is a very big surprise for me.
Okay, so none of you are familiar with Guy Fury or Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives. So he comes in with the cameras rolling and walks up to the counter where Nusalog is sitting there. He's like, I'm here to get Nusi and the two closest people to her to star in our celebrity cooking competition. Where is she? And Nusalaj wipes his nose. He's under the weather. He goes, I'm terribly sorry. She's not here today. She's sick. She couldn't come in. And they all kind of freeze and look at each other and like, we're on a really tight schedule. We can't just abandon this. Is there anyone else that might be able to stand in for her? If not, Fire Breathing Kittens is going to lose by default.
Hey, over here. Oh, no losing by default. My dude, Tracey Cavorte, has got you covered. I'm a foot long and probably like half that high. I push at you to push you forward in front of the crowd.
Hi, I'm Tracey Cavorte. I am a short rabbit with two big antlers coming out of my head. You can see that. You see me.
Yes, this is we're live right now on television. So you are Chef Tracey Cavorte.
That's all I ever wanted to be known as for the past hour.
So Chef Tracey, who's your team here behind you?
My team. Okay, this is happening. So, right behind me over here is Hefty and I think Norbert or something.
Norbert.
That was it, right?
It's Norbert.
Norbert.
It's okay. You can. Yes, I am on his team.
Excellent. Well, now that we have competitors for our competition, we'll see you after this short commercial break. And he points at the cameras, and the cameras all aimed down. He turns to you guys. He says, thank you all so much. It is really bad for ratings when we lose by default. I really appreciate what you guys are doing for me here. So have you ever seen the show? Are you familiar with how this all works?
Well, first, can we start off by you explaining to me kind of like the concept of shows?
Okay, so let me kind of explain what we're gonna... Shows in general, we record them on these cool little devices you see here, and we broadcast them magically to any scrying device that wants to tune into them. And we sell advertisements during that. So the more people we get to watch, the more people will pay us to put their stuff on our commercials. So the better show you guys can make it, by being chefs here, you actually get a cut of the profits. So the better show you guys can make it, the more money you guys are going to make.
My ears are perking up. We can make money off of doing this stuff?
Yeah.
You had me there, bud. What do I gotta do? Who do I gotta beat up?
Well, you might have to beat somebody up. So here's the premise of the show. It's broken down into two parts. The first part is a gauntlet. You have to go through a gauntlet and get your cooking your ingredients. You have to overcome puzzles, maybe fight people. It's up to you how you handle it, but you have to get the ingredients. Of course, we'll give you some magical items to help you along the way. Not all of them are as helpful as all the others. We'll be cooking with a theme, and today's theme is brunch. And then after you collect all the ingredients, you then go to cook against the competitive celebrity chefs I have with me back at HQ. And whoever wins that competition takes home the grand prize of 10,000 gold pieces, and then you get a cut of the ad revenue at the end.
10,000 gold pieces and a percentage of the ad revenue.
Yes.
Can you estimate how much the ad revenue would be?
Well, it's usually around 1 to 600 gold pieces, and at the end, we will determine how many that is each. And also, since you guys are really doing me a favor here, I will let you keep the magical item you decide to take with you through the gauntlet.
That sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
All right. So at that point, the cameras, a producer walks over and gives him a countdown, 5, 4. He goes, all right, we're going to be live again. So I'm going to introduce you guys. I'm going to cast a spell on you, and you're going to appear in the gauntlet. Are there any last-minute questions you have?
You're gonna cast a spell on us, and we're gonna.
I'm gonna transport you to the gauntlet, so you don't have to walk anywhere. That's really boring for live television. So just boom, you're where I need you to be.
Out of curiosity, is there any reason that this needs to be live? This feels like something that would be a lot easier to manage if it were recorded.
Are you familiar with the term "a sense of urgency"?
No. Could you please explain to me in extended detail?
Well, what I can do for that... we're live. He goes, all right, we're back here with Chef Tracey and his crew. So, today's theme is brunch. So what I will need you all to make is a main course, a side, and a dessert or a drink, a sweet element of some sort. So now, with that, everyone get ready for Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives. And he drops a thing on the ground, and there's a big flash of fire. And when your vision clears, you all are standing in a large stone room. And in front of you is a table. And laid out on that table are 6 items. One of them is a small set of bagpipes. Another one is a carved wooden figurine of a chipmunk. Another one is a sword that is shaped like a feather. Another one is a small ivory figurine of a man fanning his backside and a woman holding her nose. Another one is a picnic basket. And the third one is a small box containing a tea set the size of a doll's tea set. And
Did you guys hear? There was a main course, a side, a sweet, and what was the other one?
It was a dessert or a drink, so just a sweet element.
Got it.
And on the table, there's a sign that says, pick one.
For me, I am instantly attracted to the picnic basket. It carries so much and is so well made, at least from initial appearance. So I would like to take the basket.
I can see where you're going with that line of logic, especially considering the cooking show. I won't lie, I've got some curiosity about the little chipmunk figurine, but also another part of me says that there is no reason that should be useful for any reason.
I'm taking the ivory fart.
All right, so you've grabbed the ivory figurine, the picnic basket, and what did you grab, Tracey?
The chipmunk figurine.
The chipmunk. All right. So you all have these items. Are you going to do anything with them or just put them in your pockets?
I do not have pockets. I will pick it up
Possums, they're marsupials. You have a front pocket.
It is very full of mucus. It is not... you
It's
do
not
not
a
want to
usable
put
pocket.
anything in there that you do not want to be very slimy.
I did not know that.
I didn't realize I wanted to hear the word mucus said in that accent, but now I'm so glad that I have.
Oh, that is why I'm here. I'm part of a team.
I'm looking at pictures of possum pouches, and is definitely full of fur. Is not mucusy.
So you do have a pocket if you
I
want to
must
use
have had
it.
a very bad experience one time, but that one time is all it takes.
Please give us a very undetailed explanation about it.
So moving on, what are you all doing with your magical items?
Guess I put it in my pouch. Hefty puts it in her pouch. She has a built-in pocket.
So for me, a picnic basket, how big is this basket? Is it pocket size? Like I can put it in a pocket? Or...
No, it is regular. It is a regular size picnic basket.
Okay.
However
then I carry
big
it.
that is.
You know, you are trying to escort a lady to a dance or something like that.
Okay.
You put your arm out. I'm escorting my picnic basket like a gentleman.
And you.
Are we, sorry, is that still going on?
All right. So as you guys pick them up and store your magical items or put them over your arm, whatever the case may be, the room fades to black, and in front of you, a pathway opens, and a big sign says "Main Course Ingredients," and there's an arrow pointing further down the hallway. As you guys go down, it opens into a corridor with 3 separate doors. And one of them has $3 signs on it. One has $2 signs on it. And one has $1 sign on it. Which door would you like to go in?
Well, it's difficult to explain exactly what my reasoning is, but I am incredibly drawn to the one with the most dollar signs on it.
Hold on. One time I was tricked like this too. The dollar sign could be cover charge. So we maybe have to pay $3 signs worth of, entry fee or whatever. So if you have $3 signs worth of cover for us, maybe we go in, maybe we don't. I have a little bit of money, but not very much.
That is a very good point.
Oh, wait. Let me look inside my picnic basket. Maybe it is full of cover money. So I would like to look inside my picnic basket.
So when you open your picnic basket, a bear that is much larger than should be able to fit inside that picnic basket. He's wearing a tie, and he climbs out of the picnic basket and goes, "Oh, geez, would you look at that?" And he reaches over and tries to grab your basket from you.
Okay. So
He is-
because I am
this
an
is-
old man, my hand strength is very strong. Okay. So
This is going to be a contested roll. I'm going to roll I'm going to roll a 2d6 to steal the picnic basket, and you are going to do a 1d6 to do anything, and you get to describe what you're trying to do.
All right. Hold on. I will roll.
I don't want to interject here, but talk to nature seems like it might work for bears.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, you're a savant at talking to possums and rabbits. Why not bears?
That's true. I did not know why I did not consider that when I was eating mushrooms earlier. So, as part of my role, I will tell a very funny joke to the bear to throw him off balance, to make him laugh and lose his grip.
Okay. Roll 2d6 to see if he thinks your joke is funny.
Probably not. It was 1 and a 2.
So he rolled a total of a 9. So he is going to grab your picnic basket from you and go, "Oh, gotta get out of here." And he runs back through the room with the magical items and out the door. And he has your picnic basket.
Well, that is unfortunate. It probably lost in translation. The original joke, let me tell you, in Albion, it is excellent. But what are you gonna do, huh? So it was a heavy basket. I don't know if you know this. It is very heavy. So one less thing to carry, no problem.
Since you have not moved on to the next room yet, it is conceivable that you could walk back and grab another magical item if you so chose.
You know what? That is an excellent point, and I will pretend I came up with that all by myself. I will take the very small tea set because the likelihood of an animal coming out of my tea set that is so tiny is probably inconceivable.
Well, if they start dancing around and singing, I think we might have a also different type of bad time on our hands.
And
Oh, that's true. I put it in my pocket, and I don't even... No worries, I put it in my
so
pocket.
I will remind the players that the number one skill that you all have is do anything. So don't limit yourself to the logical or even what you think your character, like I guess if you want to play it in character, to what your character is capable of, but literally the skill is do anything, which is why I love this game so very, very much. So you're standing at that three-way intersection. Where do you want to go?
I gotta check my ivory fart to make sure bears don't pop out of it. I take it out of my pocket and I put it on the ground in front of the doors, and I brace like a bear's gonna pop out of it.
Okay. How do I ask this without telling you what it does? Does Hefty have an aroma of her own that she detects?
Can you rephrase that, GM?
Do you stink?
Do you
And
stink?
can you smell yourself?
There you go.
Gosh, I do not know enough about possums. Can they smell their own odor is the question that I was just asked.
Oh, let me just ask you, does Hefty, I guess possums probably have a pretty sensitive nose for smelling out things. Let's just assume that they do. When you take the figurine out and you're holding it and you put it down with intent, you suddenly stop smelling everything. There are no scents in this room anymore. You have a figurine it's the figurine of smell removal.
Okay.
This fart statue is a stealth device.
I can still see you, so I think you might be on the wrong track.
But if we're ever in complete darkness,
You know what? The next time we are in complete darkness, I will remind you that you have the fart statue.
all right.
I put it back in my pocket.
Now, can I roll for my ability to find the path that costs the least amount of money?
Sure. We'll call that skill sense money. So just beat my d6. I will roll a 1 and you will roll a 1. Well, I will roll 1d6 and you will roll 1d6 and we'll see what happens.
All right. I rolled a 3.
Well, I rolled a 2, so you beat me. As you're walking back and forth between the three doors, none of them feel necessarily like they're going to cost or make you more money, but you're more drawn to the third one. Like there's probably a higher chance that you will make money with the $3 signs.
Aha, my original instincts did not defy me. I can't explain exactly why. In fact, it's kind of a bummer, but it feels like there's no distinct chance of us making money on any of these paths, but this one has the highest likelihood of that maybe happening.
That's good for me. I'm ready to follow you.
Hey, I mean, yeah, I guess I'm chef cooker, so, what about you, Hefty? You go with that?
yeah.
Alright, sounds good to me. Let's go forth.
So when you open the door, the room is all black. You can't see into it.
Bam! I set down my fart statue.
And now you
Well-
can't smell anything from the room either.
For clarity, can all of us not smell anything, or is this limited to Hefty?
It is limited to Hefty.
Okay.
I use my ears, GM. What do I hear?
Where you are standing, you hear nothing.
So I see this statue on the floor, right? And it is very cute. And there are two people, like two statue people in the
You
common
can't see
statue.
anything because it's dark.
No. Did you put it in the dark room or on the floor?
I'm in the dark room.
Oh, so you've
I
gone
thought we
into
were
the dark
all in
room?
the dark room.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah.
Okay, so is everybody in or just you? Who's going into the dark room?
I mean, I was going. I thought I was ahead of everyone else.
Okay,
If Tracey's there, I'm behind Tracey's. That is where I am, in the dark room.
Okay, so once all three of you are in the dark room, the door slams shut behind you and lights turn on all around. And you are standing in a massive room. And laying in the center of that room is a blue dragon that has earplugs in her ears. And she is laying on top of a nest of the most gorgeous rock eggs you have ever seen in your life. Laying next to her is thick cut, beautiful bacon, and fresh brioche bread is scattered next to her. And she is not looking at you guys at present.
You guys. Hey, I poke you. Poke.
So I also forgot to mention, typical Dragon Horde too, there's mounds of treasure around that you guys can hide behind. But where she is, it's cleared by a couple of feet of a clear space, so you can't get right up to her and stay concealed.
Poke, 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 poke.
Hey, I see you, Hefty. What's going on? You need to use the bathroom?
My question is, can you smell me?
I don't know. Can I, DM?
Yes, only Hefty's sense of smell is affected by the magical item.
I'm thinking that statue might have to come in handy at a slightly later point, Hefty.
Oh, I can't smell, but you guys can still. Okay, I put it back in my pocket. Never mind. This doesn't do what I thought it.
Oh, before you put it in your pocket, could I please serve a tiny bit of tea to your statue people? Like they are the perfect size for my tea set. So I put the tea set right next to her statue on the floor.
Do you open the box and pull out the tea set?
Of course. I'm not going to make them do all the work. I am going to set the table like a gentleman.
Roll a 6-sided die for me.
I got a 1. This is not going very well for me at all, this magic item.
Well, this was actually to see how many creatures it affects. Hefty, just guess high or low.
Hi.
Okay, so when he pulls out that tea set, you immediately feel the urge to sit down and have a little tea party with that tea set. Roll.
I do not fight the urge.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Then you sit down and you have a tea party for 5 minutes. For those 5 minutes, the world does not exist around you. You are in a magical tea hall with the cutest doll you have ever imagined, having absolutely delicious tea.
This is really distracting me from my PTSD.
Oh, well, that's healthy, I guess. So then, we're just standing there watching this happen.
Are you? She could go up to 5 minutes. You see her sit down and start sipping on a cup of tea. Hefty, would you talk to the cutest doll you've ever seen while you're having a tea party?
No, there's a dragon. I'm not an idiot.
To you, there's not. Where you're standing right now, it is you in a sunlit room.
Loudly talking to...
Okay, so you guys hear Hefty having a conversation with a doll that is not there while she's sipping on her tea.
I am flummoxed. This is very unusual, and so I carefully take the tea set, not in a rude or aggressive way. Like she may sip the tea, she put the cup down, then I collect the set, put it in a box.
Okay.
Replace it in my pocket.
Because you're the one who opened it, when you take it from her, the second you grab the cup, Hefty, the spell is broken. You're not in that sunlit room anymore. You are now back in the dragon's lair as Norbert is putting the tea set away.
You ever been shouting over loud music and then the song ends?
Every day. practically.
Constant battle with my own thoughts.
FT, I could not help but see that you are enjoying yourself in a way I thought impossible with this tea set. First, how was the tea? Was it good?
It was mild and herbaceous.
Well, roll a d6 real quick.
Just kidding. It was 3.
It was all right.
It was all right.
All right. That is good to know for the future, maybe.
And I will say it was all right, and you feel no specific feelings towards Norbert about the quality of the tea.
Okay. Well, that was a fun little mini adventure within our adventure, but we're also still in a room with a dragon.
Hey, I wonder if I chuck this at the dragon, it'll be the last one to touch it. Can we make the dragon activator anyway? So
Hold
we're
on.
not going to think about clever solutions like that. No horizontal problem solving.
It has something in its ear, so maybe it cannot hear us, so we can be loud or whatever, but the other senses may be more sharp.
So I do want to throw the fart statue at it so that it won't be able to smell anything.
It can still see, right?
Its eyes are closed.
I throw the statue at the dragon, Jim.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
That's a 6.
Okay. What do you want to name your new skill?
Throw.
Throw. Okay, so anytime you want to throw something now, you will use 2 dice. And you do hit. The dragon sits up and looks at the...
Wait. The dragon feels, through its thick scale hide, a tiny figurine statue thrown by a possum.
I mean, that was a
ridiculous.
hell of a throw.
What? Well, I'll tell you what. Because a 6 means complete success, you didn't throw it so hard that she notices. It hits her and she shifts a little bit. You can see her eyes. They are open, but they are not looking in your guys' direction right now. They're looking at a different door.
We are currently scent camouflage. Just wait for her to go back to sleep. And then her eyes will be closed. She has earplugs in and she can't smell diddly squat.
That is essentially a stealth situation. Well done, Hefty.
I don't get caught very often stealing lettuce.
I can attest to this. This is absolutely true.
So, explain to me what your plan is right now. Is it just
Well,
throw it and wait?
I would like to start collecting ingredients for the brunch. So if I see bacon, eggs, and let's see, brioche, I take all. Not everything, but, a good quantity.
They are in that clearing near the dragon.
The dragon
So
that cannot smell, we assume.
Correct.
Are its eyes closed?
Oh,
Beat my roll, and the answer is yes.
I-
I got a 5.
This really feels like a speaking with nature, doesn't it?
the ears are plugged. I cannot speak to the dragon.
Wasn't it commune with nature or something?
Speaking,
Darn.
unfortunately. However, I have a plan.
I have a backup plan. I would like to start collecting gold.
Upon closer inspection, as you start gathering up the gold, you realize it's gold chocolate coins.
This is the worst day.
It's poison!
I smack it out of your hand.
As you look around, you realize you're on a set that, yes, this is a real dragon, but the walls are 2x4s painted to look like a stone dungeon. And the gold, once you get past the first couple layers, even the chocolate coins, it's basically a big construction of wood that they've made and covered in coins.
My God. What kind of follies do we generate for ourselves from these falsities and facades? I munch on the chocolate.
No, you're gonna die.
I'm probably gonna be okay.
Can rabbits eat
Can jackalopes
chocolate?
eat chocolate? Yeah.
No, rabbits cannot eat chocolate. It is toxic to them and it can cause death.
I choke on
He's not a rabbit.
Rabbits
He's a
cannot
jackalope.
speak. Rabbits cannot speak or have antlers, right? This is a very uncommon rabbit. One that can eat chocolate.
Maybe I'm just a special type of chocolate rabbit.
You're like a chocolate bunny. I have a plan.
That's not official. I'm not adding that to lore, okay? I'm not adding that to my wiki page. I'm not a chocolate rabbit.
You're not the Easter Bunny?
No. I have no desire to be unless some future event forces me in that position.
Note to self
Don't
for
make
next
an
adventure.
So I also would like to collect coins because, or treasure of whatever sort there is. I would like to disguise myself as treasure, and then as a mobile, disguised heap of gold or gold facsimile, I can sneak and grab the ingredients.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
I get 1/6.
Okay, you beat my 4. So do you want to call your new skill sneak?
I would love to call it sneak. Either that or dress up. I'm not sure.
Pick your poison.
I will say sneak.
Okay. Or we could even make it more generalized and just call it stealth, which would encompass both of those.
Very well. Stealth.
So you have snuck up, dressed as a pile of coins. You are right up next to the dragon, and you can grab one item from the dragon's hoard. We have beautifully fresh baked brioche bread, beautiful thick-cut bacon, and a nest of rock eggs, which are very highly sought after and some of the best eggs you can buy.
So I turn to my... this is going to be like a Price is Right situation. I turn to the audience, which is my teammates, and I say, I don't... Which do I pick?
Is there any way I can leverage my sense money towards the monetary value of these ingredients?
No.
That is unfortunate. Just pick one.
With one hand, I cover my eyes, and with the other hand, I just grab. And what I feel is the eggs. And so I collect as many eggs as my pockets will allow.
Okay, so you have... Let's see how many you got. Ooh, you have 6 rock eggs. So it's not just your pockets. You've got a bunch of them.
So as I take my pile of chocolate money I'm hiding in, I gingerly walk the eggs back to my crew.
As you are walking those back to your crew, you hear the voice of Guy Fury come over the intercom. It's like, wow, what an exciting turn here on Dungeons, Dragons, and Dive, grabbing the rock eggs. I wonder what their menu will be at the end. And at that point, a door on the other side, the one she was watching, opens up.
I should have grabbed this statue.
I should have grabbed more gold coins.
You haven't left the room yet. You can still grab things before you leave.
No, I've already decided not to. I should have grabbed more before I realized.
Hefty,
So now...
would you like to get your statue?
I've got more use out of it than your pick-a-dick-a basket. So I'm going to go chalk that one up as a win.
You must bring up such a difficult memory for me. It's still
I
fresh.
don't think it's a memory that will ever leave our minds. A cartoon bear just leapt out of your basket, stole it from you, and ran away comically fast.
And he has no sense of humor. None. I tell a joke, he should laugh.
I'm gonna take your word for it, but, it did kind of had the cadence of a knock-knock joke, so I think maybe.
I need more practice. I have been alone in the cave too long.
So are you guys... Right now, the dragon has her head down. She is not asleep. She's not looking in your direction. But if you wanted to cross the room right now, there would have to be stealth checks or she was going to see you.
Maybe. I am the only one who has not attempted to use an item. Perhaps this is the moment the chipmunk figurine would come in handy.
So you pull the chipmunk figurine out of your pocket. Are you going to use it with intent? Basically mean activate it?
Yes, I would like to activate it, whatever that entails.
Basically, you just focus on it doing whatever it is it does, and it turns into a real-life chipmunk in your hand. It starts chittering at you. It is very friendly, and it sits at you looking expectantly.
Okay, well, I didn't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't really this. Hello there, little chipmunk friend. I don't suppose you have some sort of latent camouflage or stealth abilities that could aid us in reaching this door. I'm pretty sure chipmunks can do that. They camouflage.
Norbert, is your skill speak with nature, or is it commune with nature?
It is speak with nature.
Okay,
So
then
this
roll-
chipmunk, as soon as I see this chipmunk, I think, I wonder if he can help us out.
Roll 2d6 for me to see if you understand the chipmunk chattering at Tracey.
I get a 2 and a 3.
Okay, well, you beat my 2. So the chipmunk starts chattering, and it says, well, I can't camouflage exactly. I'm pretty good at skittering and staying out of sight, but I wouldn't exactly say I can be stealthy exactly. And to everyone else, you just hear chicka 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 chicka.
Okay, I will translate for Hefty and Tracey. I say, listen, the chipmunk says he's not stealthy, but can skitter around and I assume get things. I've seen chipmunks with very full cheeks. So perhaps there is something we can ask this chipmunk to get for us very quickly. Maybe the bacon, maybe the brioche, maybe the statue. But I say we ask.
Or maybe, going in line with the stealth line of thinking, we could have him like skitter and distract the dragon. And it'll stir a little bit, but we'll be hiding behind gold. And then, yeah, I don't really actually know what we would do after that. It feels like what were you saying?
We could ask the chipmunk to get something from this room for us, whether it is the statue, the bacon, or perhaps the brioche. The more ingredients we have for the cooking, I think the better off we will be.
Bacon's a good thing to add to eggs.
I mean, it'll have been in the chipmunk's mouth no matter how we get it.
We're gonna cook it, I hope.
We can purify the bacon in a way that is tolerable. Or maybe that is a secret ingredient and we say, hey, we know that chipmunk saliva is the perfect spice.
I like the way you talk, Magic Man.
All right. So the bacon, I turn to the chipmunk. I say, hello, my name is Norbert. If you could please do me a favor and do us a favor. See this bacon over there? And I point and I say, please get as much bacon as you can. Bring it here. And you may have, I don't know, like a third of the bacon that you bring back for you to eat.
He looks at Tracey, and Norbert, you hear him say, is that what you want me to do?
Oh, he is looking for a yes or no. Probably like a thumbs up is universal yes, or, negotiate if you like.
Oh, well, yeah, what Norbert said. That sounds good to me.
So
Thumbs up.
he hops down and skitters around. Let's see if I'm rolling against myself here. The chipmunk got a 5. The dragon got a 1. So I'm going to say the dragon has drifted off back to sleep. The chipmunk runs over, grabs the bacon, brings it back, no problem. So now you have 6 rocks, eggs, and a dozen strips of bacon.
Well done, little chipmunk friend. Do you have a name that we should call you by, or am I just going to refer to you as Statue of Chipmunk?
I turn to the chipmunk and say, do you understand this guy?
He goes, yeah, I understand him. He just can't understand me. My name is Chuck.
I giggle a little to myself, but not in a way that is rude. And I say, his name is Chuck.
That's a strong name. Nice to meet you, Chuck.
He chirps at you, reaches
Right,
out his little paw and as if to shake your hand.
I reach out my little, I don't really have fingers, I sort of do. It's hard to explain. I'm not going to go into detail, but I shake back
Well, I
This
guess
little
being a
tiny paw.
jackalope, you're not that much bigger than the chipmunk. So it'd be more like, rather than like a human shaking hands with a chipmunk, it's more like an adult shaking hands with like a 6-year-old. So he's smaller than you, but not like ridiculously smaller.
I mean, I stand on my hind legs. I'm about 3'2". I don't know how tall this chipmunk is, but
Like 6 inches. I don't know. He's chipmunk sized.
I guess close enough. I can give him a semi-regular handshake.
Okay, and as you do that, he turns back into a statue. And as you look at your watch, it has been 5 minutes since you turned him from a not statue to a statue, because that's how long he can stay around for.
I would like to point out to Hefty and say, the dragon it appears to be sleeping. So if you want to get your statue, or perhaps my hands are full with the eggs. If you want to get your statue, or perhaps the brioche, that could be good.
The point of the statue was for us to not get eaten by a dragon, so retrieving it and then getting eaten by a dragon would make it from a win into a picnic bear basket lose.
You must bring up the basket again.
So I think I'm just gonna vamoose. I see an open door.
Yeah, I'm gonna concur. I'd say we don't push our luck any further. We've already gone far beyond what I expected of us at this point.
So as you make it through to the next the spot, in front of you is a table with the two magic items you guys didn't take with you. And by them, it says 100 gold pieces each. So you could, if you wanted, for 100 gold pieces, pick up a small bagpipe or a sword shaped like a feather. And
Do I
beyond
still
the
have
table,
the chocolate gold on me?
you have, sure. But beyond that is a room where it says sides/pantry. And again, there's a $3 sign door, a $2 sign door, and a $1 sign door.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
If I'm being honest, Hefty, I don't think I could possibly conceive whatever's going on in your tiny brain.
Do you have 100 chocolate coins?
I may have. I was grabbing them for a while.
Roll to see how many chocolate coins you grabbed.
Does 1d6 is good?
1d6. The skills do anything.
Is
Oh,
it one of your
has a
skills money?
Find money. That is a
Find
skill.
money. This isn't money.
Just a cheap facsimile that, arguably tastes pretty good.
I got a 3.
I got a 2.
Okay. Then you grabbed, let's say, 50 gold coins.
I mean, considering how tiny my hands are, I'd say that's pretty impressive in of itself.
Do you want a half-off feather sword?
Well, not that deception isn't my immediate response to most situations, but usually I can at least see the being that I am trying or attempting to deceive when I do so. I'm a little afraid of the Mr. Fieri from the intercom striking down lightning upon me or something if I try to use chocolate gold.
It's Fury.
Wow, he can hear us and speak through these overhead speakers. I agree. The voice of this guy is not to be meddled with.
Perhaps we should speak in code.
What code?
There's a wink. Our podcast listeners can
That's
see
right. It was a private wink, FD. It's all right. Let's see. So I am carrying all these eggs, and they are very cumbersome. I would like to look for a bag, a shopping cart, something like this, not a picnic basket.
I'll say sure. There is a little shopping basket right outside the pantry/sides room, like in the middle between the 3 doors.
Perfect. I'm going to put my eggs carefully in there. I ask
So you're putting all your eggs in one basket.
No. That is a bad omen. I will give 1 egg to FT, 1 egg to Tracey, 1 egg in my pocket, 3 eggs in the basket.
Okay.
Same with the bacon. I slice,
You
slice.
spread it out.
Distribute, yes.
Well, I mean, wait, how much actual gold do we have on us right now anyway?
I have 0 gold. I have many mushrooms, though.
The mayor paid me pretty good, but I don't think I brought any of it with me.
Yeah, I was
you
pretty
hear-
loudly talking about how broke I was at the beginning, so we all know I don't have anything.
You hear a voice again, Guy Fieri. He goes, "We're off the air now, but it actually comes out of either your winnings or if you don't win anything, it comes out of the network split."
Perfect. I was going to look for a pen and paper and make a IOU. I think that would have been, we could get both.
Yeah, well, if you take one, it's the least we're gonna pay you is 100 gold. So if you take one and we make less than 100 in ads, you're even. But if you take both of them, you might end up owing us money if you don't win, and it's not a great show.
All right. I'm going to keep my tea set, so for me, it does not matter. Maybe
I mean,
you...
I guess you could have more than one if you really wanted.
Where would the fun in that be?
That's fair.
Well, knowing that this is a sort of debt paid at a later time kind of situation, now I feel a lot better. I grabbed the feather sword.
Okay.
Oh, I'm good. I don't like skipping town, so I'm good.
All right. So you guys are standing in front of those 3 doors. Which one do you want to go through?
How are they different again?
$3 signs, $2 signs, $1 sign.
And they say pantry?
Above the doors, it says pantry/sides.
Maybe I look at the eggs and the bacon and I recall the fresh brioche. And I say to my partners, I say, they are very high quality ingredients we have. Maybe the dollar signs are indicative of the quality of ingredients we can anticipate behind the door. So, if we are going to win, we should go $3 sign.
I mean, that seems like impeccable logic to me. I was always gonna pick the $3 sign door no matter what, but I was curious what you guys thought.
I follow.
All right. So again, you open the door and there is darkness inside. Do you all go into the darkness?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm pushing my cart in front of me.
All right. So you open the door and they slam shut behind you and the lights turn on and you are all standing in a massive mushroom forest.
Mon Dieu.
And there's beautiful moss underneath your feet. And as you look around, this room's about as big as the other one. But these mushrooms seem to be real. And there is, as you look through the mushroom forest, there's actually a couple of mushroom people walking around in the mushroom forest. But in a clearing in the middle is the biggest mushroom person you've ever seen. And he's holding a box. And in that box are beautiful vegetables of every kind you can possibly imagine. And there's spices and potatoes and basically any biscuits, any sort of side you might want for a delicious breakfast is in this box that he's holding.
So number one, I am amazed and very uncomfortable because I have mushroom pieces in my bag. And I do not know if they will think that I am dismembering members of their family, you know? So I casually, very casually, stealthily even, move my bag to the back. No problem.
I will say, because you are a mushroom farmer, you are you are familiar with at least the concept of mushroom people. They tend these mushrooms that are here to eat them.
But I would never, just so the listener is familiar, I would never deign to eat a mushroom person. Only the crop of the mushroom.
Mushroom
Did you say
vegan, if you
crop
will.
or the corrupt? Are you some kind of mushroom Batman? Or we just...
I will leave it up to the interpretation of the listener.
Oh, fair enough.
Could be both, yeah? Huh?
So what do you want to do?
I would like to speak with the mushroom people and extend my good tidings of great joy to be in such a wonderful place.
Are you the ones that are in the mushroom forest around you, or are you seeking one out?
Well, there is a giant one with a box, and apparently we can see what is in the box. So I would like to go.
It's a clear box.
Okay, I would like to go to the biggest one. I will bow deeply, all the while pushing my cart on the moss floor. Don't want to forget my eggs or bacon. And I will say, pardon me, enchanté, I'm so happy to meet you. My name is Norbert du Silex. This is Hefty. This is Tracey. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Hello, my name is Chantrell.
What a beautiful name.
Thank you.
I could not help but notice you have an incredible variety of mushroom, which I am a big fan, number one. Number two, you have a box of incredible ingredients. Do we have permission to take the box from you, or what is the situation? It may be a trade?
I was told to hold on to this box.
So in that case, you don't mind us taking the stuff inside as long as you can keep holding the box?
He looks very confused for just a minute, and then he says, I was told to hold this box.
I give the elbow to Tracey. I say, that is brilliant. And then I start collecting a couple of the chocolate coins to trade. I put it in the box. I feel it is right to trade. Take the ingredients out. Put it in the cart.
Just take them out directly.
He has absolutely no problem with that. You guys solved that way faster than I thought you were going to. Bravo, Tracey. Way to think outside the box.
Literal.
So you have...
Oh, before we go on, I would like to examine the room. I'm looking for different mushrooms than I have harvested or collected before. And I would be able to identify if yes, no, I have this one, I don't have this one. Can I look around briefly to see what I see?
I will say absolutely there are some mushrooms here that you have never seen or heard of before.
I take out my knife, take samples of maybe 5 each.
They are okay with that. As you're doing that, you see Chantrell reach into the bag and take out one of the coins and kind of sniff it and lick it and then eat it with the foil on.
Well, at least he's enjoying them.
But he has never set down the box. Once you collect those ingredients, again, a light pops on over the door across the hall or across the room, and a doorway opens into the hallway again.
Well, that was quick. Man, we're getting pretty good at this. Let's go.
We go.
As you go into the next space, this one looks very different than all the other ones that you've been in before. Because as you go into this one, again, the doors slam shut and you're standing in like a 40 by 40 foot square room. And there are spikes on the walls and the ceilings that are about a foot long. And as soon as the door slams, a counter or a timer in the middle of the room starts ticking. And you hear a voice come over the intercom and go, "Oh, they have entered the sudden death round." And that timer starts clicking down and the walls start shimmering a little bit. And the
What
timer
kind of
says,
cooking show is this?
the timer says 1 minute and 30 seconds. This is Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives. This is more than just a cooking show. This is a cooking experience.
We did see the dragon.
That's really bad for all my friends who are bigger than a foot.
Oh no. Luckily I have a cart, a push cart. I can go in the cart. Hopefully it is strong enough to not be pierced, where I get pierced.
So when I say a timer, I just want you guys to make sure you're picturing this right. It is an egg timer that you can reset if you want to. And it's clicking down, and you guys have 2 minutes on the egg timer.
I mean, I walk over to it and I hold it paused.
Okay, when you hold it paused, the walls stop shaking, and the room seems to go still.
I'm just going to hold on to this for you guys. You seem like you're bigger than a foot, and maybe I can make this easier for you.
Can we flip it around, upside down?
I don't think it's that kind of time.
Now you have an upside down egg timer. Think of like the little ones in your kids, and they're like, and like count down.
Oh, I was like I thought it was sand.
No, it's like yeah.
That is very advanced for me. I'm more of a sandman.
Norbert, I'm holding it, so it's good.
Okay.
Like, timer paused. You're fine.
Okay.
Okay, so now what?
Now we can just take our time and think about things. What's in this room other than spikes?
There is a door that you can see kind of hidden among the spikes. There is the table that the egg timer was set upon. There are obviously spikes on the floors and the ceiling, and then the egg timer itself. And then, of course, above you, there is the lighting of the show and the cameras. You can kind of see recording you guys as you're in the room.
I don't see anything sweet. Oh, the sweet's through that door. I get it.
Okay, this is like a special bonus round, kind of sudden death. So, I don't know, if holding it causes the spikes to stop, surely pulling back the timers, how we get them to recede, right?
I pull back the timer and I see if the door becomes accessible.
As you pull the timer back, the walls rattle again, but they don't actually move.
Are the spikes blocking the door?
I mean, you can reach the door. You're small enough that you can probably squeeze between the spikes and reach the door if you would like to.
Are the spikes blocking the door for my 6'2" human friend and 3'2" jackalope friend?
The 6'2" person would have a whole lot of trouble squeezing through the spikes to get on the back of the door, or more spikes. Like, it looks like it's part of the wall, kind of. Like, if you open the door, the spikes come with it, and he would have a hard, like, he would not be able to squeeze between the spikes like you can to reach the door with no problem, if that makes sense.
Also, I do not want to abandon our cart. It has so many ingredients, we cannot leave it here.
Okay.
Are the spikes real? Before, the walls were very fake in the dragon room.
How are you
Are
testing
the
that?
spikes made of chocolate? Is, I think, what we're all thinking.
How are you testing that?
I lick it.
It tastes like paint.
This is really bad chocolate, if I'm being honest with you.
I look under the table.
There is nothing under the table.
Okay.
I would like
Are
to...
you
I
still
break the
holding the
table?
timer still, or have you set the timer back down?
I am holding the timer still. I see no
Okay.
reason to let my friends get squished by spikes.
I would like to touch the spike to see if it is metal or hard, and then if continue and see if I can bend the spike.
They're made of foam rubber.
Oh, hey, this is foam. I pull out my pocket knife and I start cutting an archway in front of the door.
Yeah, no problem. You cut through the set, and outside the set, you hear some mumbling of some of the crew. Like, can he do that? I mean, I guess there's nothing in the rules that says he can't. Man, we're gonna have to fix that when they're done. Yeah, I know, but that's the price you pay. So you cut
Probably is
your way.
good television though. I mean, I know nothing of television, but I imagine people will enjoy.
So you cut that the hole through the fake spikes and push your way open, and you are now in a room again that says sweets, and you have $3 signs, $2 signs, and $1 sign.
I toss, using my throw ability, I throw the egg timer back into the room after leaving it. Can I roll 2 dice and see if I get 6s on them?
Sure.
There's like a 1 in 36 chance I level up my throw skill.
Well, it would become more specific than throw. It would become like throw small object or throw egg timer.
Oh, time flies, maybe.
Casually chuck thing over shoulder. Yeah. So I'm just going to roll 2 d6s. Nope. It wasn't a 1 in 36 sort of situation. So I don't level up throw.
What did you get?
A 3 total.
Okay, so when you throw it into the room, and the egg timer actually hits in a way that it comes down to 0. And when it comes down to 0, those walls really start to shake, and then they stop, and you see the door that would have been locked unlock, and the door opens.
Oh.
Wait, that's the one we went through, right?
Okay, the lock disengaged. He cut his way through, so it's like the lock disengages in the door that would have disengaged had he not broken the door.
Oh, the solution was to get stabbed by spikes.
Well, no, because the spikes never actually closed. It was just to stand there till the egg timer went off. So you have the dessert choices to make. Which one do you want?
Tracey?
Well, I mean, there's a part of me that wants to be contrarian and not pick the one with $3 but so far they've all been winners.
I agree. $3 has been perfect for us. So let's go.
All right, $3 again it is.
All right. So as you open that room, inside you see on a table is a set of cups, all the colors of the rainbow. Roy G. Biv sitting on a table. And there is some sugary ingredients on that. Over in another part of the room is a door, and inside that door you see a room filled with keys. And that is what you see. So this is a great spot for us to take a break. Joining us for this part of the adventure has been Hefty, Norbert.
I'm very excited to see what happens next.
And Tracey.
I'm gonna need to find something else to get this paint taste off of my tongue.
Before you advance to the break, I have a request to the listener. Listen, we love making this show for you. And maybe there is somebody out there that would love to hear this show along with you. So what you should do is a couple of different things. Number one, you should tell a friend, a family member, even just a coworker, somebody you respect, somebody that enjoys humor and has a good sense of humor. Additionally, rate and review this podcast. Tell everyone on the internet that you love this show and why. And then we will read your review right on the podcast.
So we will see you back here for part 2.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Today's mid-episode shout-out is, quote, "To my amazing father Ahmed, your unwavering support and love mean the world to me. You're the best," end quote. You can arrange for us to read your shout-out at firebreathingkittenspodcast.com. Did you know we have paperback, ebook, hardcover, and audiobook adaptions of our adventures on Amazon and Audible? Is there an episode of Fire Breathing Kittens that would make someone you know smile? Telling them about it would help us. Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. So who would like to recap where we were at the break? Don't all jump at once. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Norbert.
I will go with the number 3.
Hefty.
2.
Tracey.
They took mine, but I guess I'll go with 8.
You were the closest. The number was 9. So,
You're kidding.
recap for us.
You should have gone with 1.
You need to watch more
Okay.
Price is Right. It is the solution to every problem.
Okay, so I was in the fire breathing kit. We all were in the fire breathing kitten guild. When Guy Fieri in his cooking / dungeon diving show invaded the premises and requested that we fill in as contestants, with all of us as resident chef cookers. We agreed. We were then magically transported with the, I guess, Showtime magic or something onto the set, and we went through some money doors. We picked up some magical items. I got well, we don't have to list them all out. We got magical items. We went into a room with a lot of fake chocolate gold and a dragon with earplugs in. We stole some eggs and some bacon thanks to a chipmunk, and we escaped through that door. And then I picked up a feather sword. We considered trying to fool Guy Fieri. Did not go through with it. We went through another $3 sign door. There was a lot of mushrooms everywhere. Norbert was in his element. He did a lot of dashing moves and talking and harvesting. And then we took the vegetables right out of the big mushroom man's box while he just looked at us and smiled. That was fun. And then we were in a room filled with spikes, except they weren't actually spikes. And we cut through them because they tasted like paint and they weren't real. And then we went through another door and we perceived it.
All right. So the room you see in front of you, once again, it is a room broken into two parts. The first part of the room, you see a table, and laid out on the table are cups filled with liquids, all the colors of the rainbow, Roy G. Biv. And beyond that is the door that you have to go out of. And it's kind of a room that you pass through, because in that space there are thousands of keys all over the floor. Bronze keys, steel keys, gold keys, small, large, every kind of key you can possibly imagine. And on the other side of that space is a skeleton holding a key in the lock of the door. And then on the box with all of the on the table with all of the cups is a box that says all must drink the orange drink before the box will open. And these are small cups.
I would like to pick up the orange drink and put it to my nose to understand the bouquet. What do I smell?
Roll a d6 for me.
A 4.
You beat my 2. It smells like colored water. Like somebody put food coloring in water.
That's what I thought. I communicate this information to Hefty and Tracey. I say, I think it's just colored water. How many cups of the orange drink do we see?
There is only one of each color of cup, but each cup can be drank out of 2 times.
Oh, there are 3 of us, though.
I'm pretty small, and I don't know. Tracey's pretty small. Do you think, like, we can just take a sip?
Nope.
Also, couldn't we just, like, if we've got every color of the rainbow, couldn't we just mix colors together to make another orange drink?
You're a genius!
Is that what you guys want to do?
Yeah.
Of course, yes.
Tracey, you're fired. You keep figuring out my puzzles before too quickly. You're going to end this this session way too early. So you do that, and the box pops open, and you have...
Oh, wait. Before we do this, just to let us enjoy ourselves. This is... to do it too quickly is crass, frankly. So what I will do is I will... take some of my mushrooms, some of the ones I know that are good for boosting immunity, flavor, you know. I prepare a side dish. Can be eaten raw or cooked, but it will go raw this time. I have little serving trays in my belt to present to people such as Hefty, Tracey. I say, hey, nothing goes better with colored water than this mushroom. Please be my guest. And so we feast.
Well, this is going to go over really well for a cooking show audience. Like the gourmet aspect. Everybody's going to be like best episode of Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives ever.
Hey, I am thoroughly entertained, and I'm in the center of it.
I will say all these things are contributing to how much gold you will make at the end. I am keeping notes of this kind of stuff. And so far you guys are doing great.
Perfect.
Well, I guess we're having just a little chat, like water cooler conversation while we eat our mushrooms and drink our orange drink, our orange stuff, as it were.
So it is the most delicious mushroom water you've ever had in your life.
Oh, but hey, maybe not for everyone, huh? For me, I have a lot of mushroom water in my past, but that is quite a bar you are trying to surpass.
After you pop the box open, you see a light above the room with all the keys in it, and that door with the skeleton holding the key. A light pops on above it that says "Exit this way."
I guess we exit this way. I don't know. I would like to take my orange cup with me as a souvenir. I need something to remember this by.
Okay, no one stops you.
I would think not.
So as you go into the room, you realize that you're like, these keys are a couple inches deep on the floor. There are thousands of keys in this space. So you wade through the keys, and you are now standing at the door. The skeleton has its hand on a key that is in the door. How would you like to proceed?
Can I ask what happened when we all drank the drink? What changed?
The box popped open and you were able to grab your high quality sweets ingredients. There's fruit and sugar and every kind of syrup you can possibly imagine is in the box.
I understand.
And then, of course, the light popped on above this door that said, "Exit this way."
So I would like to examine the skeleton to see, number one, maybe he has more ingredients, like he tried to get something, or is he even real bone? Maybe he is foam also. I don't know.
Are you
Oddly
even real,
enough,
bud?
This one is a real skeleton.
Oh.
Are you going to search his body for, I guess you're going to search the body for spices or anything?
I don't know. I am very respectful of my fellow person, nature in general. I would like to maybe collect the bones in a sanitary way. Maybe put in my cart. I don't know. I don't want to contaminate the ingredients, but...
yeah, you said sanitary and then want to put human remains.
Hey, there is a
with your
section
food.
under the... So you go to the grocery store, there's the part for the dog food on the bottom. I can put the bones... Hey, the box that open with the sweets. I put the bones in the box. I take the box and put it in the dog food section of the cart. And then I say, hey, whoever you are, we will bury you proper. This is unacceptable for you to be rotting on a television set.
Are you actually trying to commune with the dead, or are you just...
You know what?
Talking
of
to the
course, this is
skeleton.
raw for shoes. I commune with the dead.
Roll for me.
Would you consider death as a part of nature?
You're stretching it, but sure.
Oh, you are my best friend. Okay. I get a 5 and a 1.
Well, that beats my 4. You say, are you saying all the things you said before to him? Or are you, now that you're communing, are you saying something different?
No, it's all the same. I would him or her. I cannot tell bones apart from bones. You know what I mean? So I want to be maybe gender neutral with my language.
Well,
with the
as you're
bones.
communing, you hear the voice go, "Hey, put me back. I always wanted to be on TV, and this was my final wish. I'm on TV once a week, every week in this room."
Oh, I'm so. I am the only one that can hear this. None of my companions.
You're the only one
Okay.
communing with the dead.
So they see me get very stiff, very shocked, and I say, "Okay, if that is what you want, I and I communicate the message to my team. I say, hey, this guy wants to be on TV. He's on TV every week. So I carefully take him out. I take his hand. I wave to where I presume the camera is. Hey, everyone. And I put his hand back on the key. And I say, hey, while we are talking, which is the right key?
Well, if I told you that, it would be cheating. I can't tell you the solution to
but
the puzzle.
Very well. I respect your privacy and your attempt to make us better through teamwork. Hey, I give him a high five. Then I put him back on the key and I say, hey, this guy, he does not want to help us get the right key. What do you presume is the right key and what should we do?
Going with the theme of trying the simplest thing first, he had his hand on a key that was already in the lock. Is there any possibility that that is in fact the correct key?
Maybe that is what killed him. So I don't know. I should ask.
Are you going to ask?
Oh, that's right. I still can, huh? Hey, what's the deal with the key you are holding? Is that the right key, or did it kill you? Or can you give us like some kind of clue?
Well, they laid me here. I died of natural causes. My wife donated my body to the show, and then they laid me here in this room, put that key in my hand, and put it in the door.
I relay the information to everyone, and I say, hey, he was put here on purpose. He did not die. It's very strange to have your body donated to a television show. Not that I understand television, but perhaps this is the skeleton key. I have heard of that before. So
I wanted to be Yorick and Shakespeare, but my wife said this was a better deal.
It's important to listen to your wife. That is what I understand.
Is this all being communicated to us as well?
I relay everything to you.
Can you ask him if his wife is also dead?
Yes. Hey, my friend would like to know, I don't know if you can understand him. Is your wife also dead?
Well, not the last time I saw her. That was, a few years ago when she dropped me off here, but last time I saw her, she was alive and well.
I relay the update to my team.
Okay, that was just out of curiosity. Honestly, I was thinking, no matter which way he answers, it's kind of sad.
That's true.
I don't want to change the topic or anything, but I have an idea.
Go.
Okay,
Go right ahead.
Go for it, Hefty. We're kind of going on a tangent.
I haven't played a ukulele yet this adventure, and I contractually am obligated to. So I could play a song, and maybe I could inspire the key with just enough energy to jiggle with my playing. If it is perhaps a song about running.
I believe you have 2 dice in ukulele playing.
All right, I'm going to do the ukulele first, and then I'm going to roll the dice, and we're going to see what happens. You guys okay with this?
Yeah?
Yes, of course.
And if it works, maybe the key will be invigorated and just jiggle a little bit. So keep your eyes peeled. Everybody look at the room. You looking?
I am looking, but I am rubbing a wood ear mushroom on my hands because it has antimicrobial properties. I do not like to handle the bones of a human being without proper sanitation.
Especially considering we're going to be cooking later. That's probably a good idea.
Right.
Norbert is using Purell as...
No, it's a mushroom. It is as antimicrobial.
Yeah. All right, here goes. Again, a caveat to the listeners. I, the player, do not play the ukulele. I am learning it for the show. Hefty plays the ukulele. She's probably not going to sound like this.
3 blind mice, 3 blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. They all run after the farmer's wife, who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did ever you see such a thing in your life as 3 blind mice?
It's done now. You can check the keys for movement. I'm going to roll 2 dice. That's an 8 total.
None of the keys seem to move.
Man, those, some of those old songs, a lot scarier when you remember them, aren't they?
All right. So the key didn't jiggle. Did you roll 2 dice against me? How'd you beat an 8?
None of the keys move.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you how
Metagaming-
many dice I
right,
rolled.
Right. Metagaming, I know that an 8 is higher than the GM's maximum possible of 6, which means that none of the keys moved. None of these are the right key.
Who said I can only roll 1 dice? There are other
roll for
creatures
shoes
that also
roll.
have skills.
Oh,
It's
that's
I
true.
roll opposed to you. It doesn't say I only have to use 1 dice.
Okay. All right. I'm still interpreting this as none of these are the right key because that just seems like the right solution, doesn't it? You know what we could do?
Can we try
I'm
opening the door?
Yeah, I'm gonna try the key in the door. And if it kills me, whatever. Let's do it.
I'm turning the key in the door.
It doesn't turn.
Okay, so it's not the key in the door that couldn't have jiggled, and it's not any of the keys on the floor. I look under the table.
The table with the cups on it?
Yeah.
No keys under there. The
Yeah, you
keys
just
are all
gotta check.
contained to that one spot.
Hey, DN.
Uh-huh.
So you mentioned that the key did not turn, but does this door have a doorknob?
It does.
Can I just check to make sure that the door is actually locked, just to check my bases?
Yes, you cannot get the door open.
Okay, just wanted to double check that.
I would also like to double check the door, the material of the door, to see if it is also foam like before, or if it is solid like metal or something.
This one's a solid wooden door.
Wooden door. So Tracey, your chipmunk called Chuck, is that like a woodchuck that could chew through this door?
Nah, I don't. I don't think he's that kind of chipmunk.
Okay.
He's not a beaver.
I think what in fact, you are thinking of woodchucks, which do indeed chuck wood.
That is
But
what I have heard.
Chuck himself is not a woodchuck. He's just a chuck that doesn't chuck wood. Just a regular chuck.
I feel like his name is misnomer. But what are you going to do?
He's a chip chuck.
It's not a misnomer, it's a Mr. Nomer.
Oh, correct.
Chuck, comma, Nomer.
So, well,
Well, I guess we have the name for the NPC now. Does that count as
going
an
to-
NPC? It's a magical item. That doesn't count as an NPC, does it?
Wow. Wow, GM.
Okay, so there were cups on the table, and everybody drank orange. We made up orange. We tried the key that was in the door. We tried talking to the skeleton. Can I please sniff the room? I would like to do anything. I want to sniff for anything.
Sure.
I'm going to roll 1d6.
Okay.
I mean, that's a 2, but at least I tried something.
You do not smell anything.
Nah, this room doesn't smell like anything, guys.
I mean, I guess
Oh.
coppery metal, since there's so many keys in there.
a lot of keys
food
here.
dye.
I forget this is a roll for shoes. So I would like to roll for locksmith superpower. So
Okay.
what this means is I can identify the curvature of a key and the pins which it would unlock and understand the barrel in the door to match.
Okay. You're gonna
I
have to roll
get a
high.
6.
Okay. So you now have 2. Oh, I believe you. You now have 2 dice in, let's call it locksmithing.
I'm turning into a rogue with the stealth and the lockpicking.
So tell me exactly what you are trying to discern.
So I am doing my hands like a square. So if you are familiar with the television show Monk, and he kind of looks and he turns his head and he's like, something is not right here, or this is something. That is what I'm doing with the lock. I look at the lock, I turn, I look at the mountain of keys, I turn, and I say, that key right there has the red bumps. Or maybe
Okay,
it's
so-
at least a subset of keys. Maybe not the key, but
So
some keys.
you're sizing up the lock.
Real quick.
Yes.
As it currently stands, there is a key that is in the lock right now.
Oh,
Nobody has
the one
removed
that does not
key.
turn, I'd move
one that
that
does
key
not
out of.
turn.
I remove the
Okay.
key.
So you've taken that key out, and as you're looking at it, it looks really strange. It doesn't look like a key actually fits in that lock.
Does the door now open?
Are you going to try the door?
Yeah.
Yep, the door opens.
Oh, it was the anti-lock.
Okay. It was the anti-key.
As you open that final door, you open onto 2 beautifully stocked kitchens. And standing over in one kitchen, you see Guy Fury, the dwarf. Standing next to him is a beautiful centaur lady. And standing next to her is an earth elemental that is made entirely of emerald. And as you enter the cooking arena, Guy Fury steps forward and he goes, "You all have made it. You got the best ingredients. You all work well as a team. And now we'll see if you can cook against me, Guy Fury, my sous chef, Unshod Contessa, and Emerald." And Emerald goes, "Bam!" And with that, music starts and the lights go up on a human sitting in an announcer box all by himself. He goes, "And with special guest, Alton Brown." And there's a human guy sitting there with a nice beard and glasses and a very nice suit. And he goes, "Welcome to Kitchen Stadium. Today our competitors will face off for brunch." As he continues, he goes, "As you know, in this competition, they have 30 minutes to cook the best brunch they can. We'll need a main course, a side, and a sweet element. But during the competition, the sides can sabotage one another. Chefs, are you ready?"
Yeah.
Of course.
And with
There
that,
is a lot being thrust at us at once, but yes, I am ready somehow.
a timer starts to click down. 29 minutes and 59 seconds.
Okay, I don't actually know how to cook, so I'm going to play defense, and whenever they try to sabotage us, I'm going to ukulele them. Woo!
I also do not know how to cook, but, I guess if I'm gonna do this...
You're the one that volunteered us. Why are you saying this now?
Time to learn, Tracey Cavorte.
I will say,
I'm gonna try to figure it out.
when you look into your sides basket, you see crayfish.
For brunch.
For the main portion, for the main course, you all have 6 rock eggs, 12 slices of really thick cut bacon, and brioche bread. And then for the sides, you can pretty much make any side you want. And for dessert, you can make any dessert you want. So what are you guys making for this delicious brunch meal here in Kitchen Stadium? Or Kitchen Arena, just in case that's trademarked.
What dessert things did we get? I kind of forgot that part. It was just a filled?
I believe it was any dessert we could possibly imagine.
I think we got some syrup.
You got sugar, flour, syrup, all the things you need to bake. You got dairy.
So I have a proposal. I believe a mimosa is a sweet drink that we can accompany whatever we decide to cook. So I say this drink is mimosa. We have oranges, we have fruit, and I believe I have a packet of fast-acting yeast, and I can try to make a champagne that is magnificent.
Okay. And while you're doing that, I will take the crayfish out. And I will, commune with the food. Can I roll to access some sort of spiritual level of understanding of cooking?
You absolutely can. Roll a 6-sided die for me. I really hope you get a 6 so we can name this skill something fun.
I got a 5.
Ah, close. You beat by 4. And it comes to you that crayfish are pretty similar to shrimp. And shrimp goes really well with like eggs and hollandaise sauce. So maybe something along that would taste really good. And you you catch an inspiration for cooking, and you start doing what you do in the kitchen, just letting the spirit move you.
I can feel it in my little rabbit paws that I will make sure to wash first before I start touching food.
Robert, are you making champagne like you said?
Yes, I am attempting. This is very complex. Usually takes over 30 minutes, but I've learned a trick or two, huh?
All right, well, let's roll and see how well that trick might pan out for you.
I am going to speak to the yeast and encourage them to do my bidding. So, if you please, I would like 2 dice. It's part of nature for sure.
Yeah, yeast are fungus.
Fungus is even better. You're a mushroom guy.
We have a relationship.
So yeah, I'll let you roll 2.
I roll a 5 and a 4.
So you definitely beat my 2 1s.
Perfect.
So
they do a yeast salute, yes, sir, and they make the champagne.
You started to make that beautiful champagne. Hefty, are you just standing there just eyeing the other team, or what? How are you?
No, I just didn't want to interrupt y'all. I think that the best defense is a good offense.
So ukuleles are not distance limited. So I am staying on my side of the kitchen and I'm playing at them. And I'm just distracting them.
Okay.
And I'm just going like, hey,
other team, what you up to? What you doing? What you making there? Woo.
So you're like the kids in the dugout, like, we want a batter, not a broken that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Distracting them. Was that chatter?
Yeah.
So roll your 2
It depends.
ukulele dice.
Okay. I hope that you cook everything well.
Oh,
My
that was
distractions.
that was such a nice ending to that song. They weren't expecting the kindness.
I got a 1 and a 2, so that's a 3 total.
Yeah, they don't seem to be very swayed by your ukulele playing. But let's see, 1, 2, or 3. Tracey, you need to try to stay on your feet, because as you're standing there, you see Emerald, the earth elemental, turn around, and he stomps his foot and goes, bang! And you start to see emeralds grow around your feet, and they will hold you in place and make cooking much more difficult. And you need to try to see if you can avoid that.
Interception.
I need to roll to avoid the emeralds at my feet.
Yep.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
Okay, I will remind you that you have a skill that you can roll 2 dice in.
I believe you are a jump master.
Yes.
That's right. I'm a jumper. I'm a real bumper.
I will let you keep that 6. Go ahead and roll a second dice.
1.
Okay. So your feet are encased in emeralds, and that makes cooking these crayfish really, really difficult to do. So now, as you are going to try to cook them, I will be opposing you with 2 dice, and you'll be cooking with 1 to make these a good meal.
To recall the rules of the game, Tracey gets an experience because he failed a roll.
Oh, yes. Which means you can turn, if you wanted to turn that second dice into a 6, you could become better at jumping if you really wanted to.
It doesn't hurt.
Or if you wanted to save it, you can save it for later. It's up to you.
I'm gonna save it just in case. Because I still got plenty of things I could do.
All right.
GM,
Uh-huh.
would you say that his feet are locked in place by
Yes.
the emeralds?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I would like to lockpick his feet out of the emeralds.
Well, when I say locked in place, it's not like there is a lock on them. They are bound down by emerald. Basically, think of like geodes that grew out around his feet, and now he can't move them.
I
understand.
can't believe you didn't go for the pun.
That is fair. I can't believe I didn't go for the pun. You know what? I'm going to say yes.
Very well.
Keep me true to myself.
Going to, and I'm using like a pick, like a hammer.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
A
picking
real lock pick on that one.
his feet that are locked in the emerald.
But before you do that, since all three of you got to act, they're all going to get to act before you guys get to go again. So
Did not
Unshod
Emerald get to go
Contessa-
already? I mean,
Unshod Contessa is going to continue cooking. And Guy Fury is going to, you see, as he's chopping his onions, his face just starts to get redder and redder, and you can see he's about to lose his temper. And then suddenly he just,
Oh,
you
wait.
hear this.
Interception. I actually have something for this exact situation.
that's perfect.
Okay, I see the face getting redder and redder. I want to play him a lullaby.
Okay, so this will happen simultaneously then, that you will sing him a lullaby while he chucks the handful of garlic at your guy's side, and Norbert, you have to try to avoid getting garlic in your eyes.
No, I'm not going to sing because it didn't do diddly squat.
Well, you can calm him down so his fury ebbs, but they all get to go before you guys can, like, it's your turn, their turn kind of thing.
Oh, wait.
Okay. So Norbert, roll to see if you avoid getting garlic thrown in your eyes.
So, would you classify like a dodge action as stealthy or no?
No, because he already knows you're there.
I try, I get a 4.
A 4. So you get garlic in your eyes.
Yes.
So I will be rolling 2 dice against your cooking ability when that champagne is ready to go. But that is their turn. They only have one dish that is going, though, because the other 2 spent their turns trying to distract you guys. And we'll say it has now been 5 minutes. So there are 25 minutes left, and it is your guys' turn to do stuff. What do you want to do?
I'm going to try to sing a lullaby.
Okay, who are you singing it at?
Guy Fury, I think Guy Fury could take a little nap.
Okay, go ahead and roll your ukulele.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Go to sleep, Guy Fury.
So roll your
Yeah, I get 2 dice. A 5 and a 3 for an 8 total.
he nods off.
Oh, that's
He sits down next to his the onions he was slicing and starts to doze off.
That's going to really eat into your time, Guy Fury.
so. As I see this, I go from the locked in place feet of Tracey, but then I say, I have an idea. And I go over to, am I allowed to go close to the competitors or no?
There's no rule saying you can't.
Okay. I take out the tea set and I put it in front of Emerald and the centaur, Contessa.
Okay, roll a d6.
I get a 3.
Okay. Both of them are looking intently at that tea set. Now I need you to roll a 6-sided die to see how well the magic is working, and I have rolled their resistance rolls. You
I
got
get
a 5.
5.
Okay. Both of them are distracted entirely by this tea set. They both sit down and start sipping their tea and chatting to Mrs. Nesbith about their wonderful day as they sip their tea. Roll another 6-sided die for me.
I get a 4.
Okay, with a 4, the tea's not bad. They seem to be passable. They're not mad about the tea or super happy, but it's all right. I believe Tracey's the only one who hasn't gone yet.
Okay, so I had an idea. So that while I'm making this dish, it's gonna be harder since I can't move around. But what if I use my ability to activate Chuck as an additional kitchen helper in my cooking adventure?
I like that. You know what? I will say that counteracts that you are bound in place because you can ask Chuck to grab you all your stuff for the next 5 minutes.
Go for it, Chuck.
So now you are down. You will only be rolling against 1 dice for your cooking skills. Is that
Nice.
everyone's turn on this side? Okay. Well, they all are sleeping through their turn, so you guys get another turn. It's been 10 minutes down, 20 minutes left. We have a side that has been started. We have a champagne that is champagning, and that is all the cooking you guys have done.
I know we have the eggs and bacon to make maybe an omelette. Perhaps I could add a few choice mushrooms to make
That
it
sounds-
more magical. I don't know if that's against the rules because it is not part of the box we get.
Nope, you can use those. That sounds delicious. Go ahead and roll to see how well you make this this omelet.
I got a 2.
Okay. You burn the crap out of that omelet, and you are down to 5 rock eggs now.
But you have an experience.
You do, and 10 strips of bacon.
So, GM, I have now 3 experience.
Okay. You can use your experience to upgrade on a
Cooking?
failed roll. So if you want to be better at cooking,
Yes.
you can spend a dice to turn that into a 6. And then you said you have 3 total?
That is correct. I have been failing quite a bit.
Okay. So the next time you roll cooking, you will roll with 2d6.
Perfect.
And you'll still
Thank
have
you.
2 XP dice left.
That is my turn.
Hefty, what are you doing?
I want to go over to their table and eat their food ingredients. I am the taster of the show, and this is a cooking show. I feel like I should taste their food.
So what outcome would you like? Would you like to minus the progress they have already made, or would you like to hinder them in the future with what you're doing?
I want to, you know how Norbert lost 5 bacon pieces? Went from 15 to 10?
Yes.
Or 12 to 10 or whatever? Yes, I would like to reduce the percentage. Like, think of it as a pie. You know, when you take a slice out of a pie, there's less pie left.
Okay, so you're hindering them in the future. You're not eating the food that they've already cooked. You're taking some of their ingredients away. Is that
I'm
correct?
trying to eat the food that they've already cooked.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they will lose 1 progress towards their cooking.
Also, I'm a possum on the kitchen surface. So I just want to point out that you should probably clean your kitchen surface before
I will
cooking
give
any
you-
more food.
I will give you the negative to them for free. To contaminate the kitchen, I'm going to need you to roll.
Oh, well, that's very generous of you. I appreciate that commentary on my cleanliness.
No, it's more of a commentary on the lack of food inspection in Nicomoy.
Oh, great.
And also, all the places we've been walking so far. Just earlier, we were walking through a bunch of keys. We don't know where they've been.
You were handling a skeleton. Nobody asked you to wash your hands before you
Hey,
started cooking.
I use the mushroom to antimicrobial, huh?
Okay, so you're fine, but then also there's a rodent running around on your counter grabbing ingredients for a jackalope.
Well, I washed my hands at a time.
You never
Chuck-
stated that.
I did, actually.
Oh, did you? I must have missed
I
that.
did, in fact, say, but I wash my
Okay.
paws before I touch any food.
Okay, bravo to you. So we have one person that passes their food handler's license.
I'm just munching. So how's it taste? What'd they make?
They seem to be making a sort of a French toast. That it's they have 2 pieces of brioche bread and they have brie in between it, and they were caramelizing some apples, and they have bacon going in a pan.
Brie, brioche, caramelized apples, bacon, and that's a 5 on contamination.
Okay, their kitchen is contaminated. One of them, when they wake up, is going to have to spend a turn cleaning their kitchen and not cooking or interacting with you guys.
Oh, it's delicious. This cooking show is amazing. I'm going to turn to like the judge and the audience and be like, really good. Nom, nom, nom.
Oh yeah, we gotta make sure to appeal to the audience a little bit, win audience fan. We all know that on these shows that I don't usually watch, but I intuit that they probably secretly give the win to the one the audience liked the most. So work that angle a little bit.
Yeah, and then I jump down from the counter and come back to you guys, so they can't throw me across the room when they wake up.
So that was your free turn. You all will still get, because did they already lose a turn?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So they have woken up. I will say who's going to. Unshod Contessa is going to spend time cleaning their kitchen. Emerald is going to cook, and Guy Fury is also going to cook. So they are not approaching you guys. They are playing. They realize they have 15 minutes left and they need to cook. So there it is now your guys' turn.
So, based on Tracey's suggestion, I would like to try to make an omelette again, eggs, mushroom, bacon, and maybe some savory parsley, cilantro, something like this.
Okay.
Also, I will tell a story about my grandmother as a cook and how this recipe reminds me of the warmth of the hearth that she cooked around. And as a young boy, it was very satisfying, both from eating the food, but also the overwhelming love from her art.
All right, go ahead and roll 2d6 for me for cooking.
I got a 1 and a 2. I need to stop cooking eggs. That is what I am learning.
Tie goes to the runner, which I rolled a 3, so because that's what you were trying. Does it say beat that roll?
I believe it means FPK wins the roll every time.
It has to be higher than the opposing roll, so you have to beat me. So you burned another omelet, and you have wasted 2 more strips of bacon. So you have 10 strips of bacon left and 5 eggs.
Okay, so is it possible to use the last 2 XP I have to raise both die to 6, so I have 3 dice next time?
Yes, and your skill will be cooking omelet or cooking eggs?
Perfect.
Okay. So now you can cook eggs really, really well. Anything with egg, you will be, you know exactly the level to set the stove at so you won't burn them. The butter won't brown. It'll be, you know what you're doing now, hopefully. Hefty, what would you like to do?
I agree that the people who are the most popular with the audience are probably like judged higher and gonna win. So to make us more popular, I interview Tracey. I say,
So, Tracey, I heard that you just started cooking today.
Yeah, actually. So, I'm mostly just like letting the culinary spirit fill me as my hands just do most of the work. So I can't really do that thing where I explain everything I'm doing. But I will say that from the deepest recesses of my mind, I do remember what good cooking looks like. See,
So
I'm gonna steal an idea from Norbert and start talking about the cooking that my old ma used to do. when I was but a young little bunny rabbit.
Hefty, go ahead.
So, oh no, this is not the end of the interview. So who's your cooking hero? You've got so much space to grow. Where do you want to grow towards? And I'm like, wink at the judge. Who do you look up to?
Well, if I'm being honest, you know, Ernest Hudson.
Did you say Alton Brown?
That's right, I did say Alton Brown.
Go ahead and we're going to call this persuasion. So go ahead and see how swayed Alton Brown is about this.
Am I rolling my ukulele number of dice?
You played it during, I'll go ahead and give it to you.
All right. A 5 total.
That beats my 4. So you see him kind of smile and nod. It looks like he is partially swayed to judge you guys a little less harshly. And Tracey, after you were interviewed by Hefty, what would you like to do? Oh, and your feet are they're free now.
Okay. So, I'm assuming that any action I take, it doesn't interfere with the cooking? Like, does the cooking not need me to be on top of it, or what?
If you want to, so the way this is working, just sort of metagame for you guys, anytime you roll a successful cooking roll, I give you guys a point. Anytime they roll a successful cooking roll, I give them a point. Currently, it stands, and then you guys have done things like swaying Alton Brown that got you extra points. Currently, the points stand that they have 4, you guys have 6.
I think I'm gonna focus on my cooking then.
You have to make a main course, a side, and a dessert, or else your points will be taken off if you're missing any of those things. And currently, we have Robert working on a main course and a sweet element with the champagne, I guess?
Yes, the yeast is working in the back. It takes no interference from me. The only thing is when it is done, which is going to be right at the end, we combine the champagne with the orange juice in a fancy glass.
Okay. So we'll roll for that at the end. So we have all of our bases covered. So if you want to progress cooking, you can absolutely do that.
I would like to progress cooking. I want to focus on the spirit of my hands. You know, really smell the food, make sure I want to live in the food that I'm creating. You know what? I'm actually having a lot more fun doing this than I thought I would.
So go ahead and roll a 6-sided die and see how well you do.
I got a 6.
This, you put the perfect amount of seasoning on these crayfish. It's like you grew up in New Orleans. You know perfect what you need. That's gonna upgrade. So now you have an extra cooking skill. And your side is done. And that is all of your turn. Guy Fury is going to continue to cook. Let's see, he does. It's weird rolling against myself. All right, he goes ahead and succeeds. Unshod Contessa is going to continue cooking. She really succeeds. And Emerald is going to try to interfere with you guys again. And he is going to go after Hefty. And he rolls.
I'm basically like, what do you call that? The decoy? They could totally take me out. Won't affect the cooking at all.
So roll to see if you avoid his bang as he stomps the ground and tries to grow emeralds around your feet.
That's a 3.
You are bound to the ground. You can't move. So if you try to cook, you will have penalties. And if you try to move, you'll have to try to break free.
Oh, no. But my fingers still work.
That is their turn. Back to you guys. Robert.
So I am deciding what to do because I have 3d6 in cooking. I think it is best if I complete the main course One more time I try. If I fail, it is not meant to be. So I try to make an omelette, bacon, egg, a little bit of flavorful mushroom with a beneficial health effect, and a little herb.
Okay.
So 3, hold on, 5, 4, 3.
Well, that beats my 1. So this is an amazing omelet. It comes out perfectly. It's fluffy, just the right amount of bacon. It looks really good. Hefty, what would you like to do?
I would like to, let's see, I've appealed to the judge. I've appealed to the audience by complimenting the opponent's food. I've stalled the opponents. The only thing left is to merchandise.
Of course.
Of course.
Hefty
So-
I
branded
feel like you might
bags.
be counting your chickens before they hatched, but I like your optimism.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend that I am cute and that you want a stuffed Hefty from the store. Tell your parents, kids, that you want a Hefty. And I'm going to do that by... I don't think I have any more songs. I don't have any more songs prepared for you, so I'm just going to strum and look sad. My eyes are going to open as wide as I possibly can, which, since they are dark black pits, doesn't look weird. It just, they look bigger. I don't actually know what possum eyes look like. Are they just solid black? I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
pretty much.
Anyway.
They're not very cute when they're grown.
Thanks. For that.
When they're cleaned up, they're adorable, but normally they're not.
Well, I'm gonna play the ukulele and be like, kids, you don't own a possum plush, but your friends do. They have a possum plush. Don't you want a possum plush?
I am starting to think I want a possum plush. It is very convincing.
Hefty makes a really good case.
I'm gonna roll my ukulele skill, GM.
Okay, mechanically speaking, what are you trying to do?
Crowd appeal.
Good question.
So, ideally, like in an ideal situation that you get exactly what you want, what would you like to happen if you roll and succeed on this roll? Because I'm a little confused as to your goal for doing this.
So we get money from being on the show and we get money from advertisers, but I would like merchandising money after the show from the crowd.
Hefty's goals are extending beyond just this competition.
I see. So you are rolling for future success.
I'm a musician put in front of a camera to not promote my own brand. Would be a wasted opportunity for my future success.
Okay.
But also, like, Hefty's end goal for the whole season is to convince people that possums are cute and that they should use box traps instead of kill traps
Okay.
in their gardens.
I gotcha.
And step 1 to that is kids need possum plushies.
Okay.
So this is my end game, my long game.
So then roll and we'll see how well it goes.
That's a 7. The
Okay,
average
you
roll
beat-
on 2 dice.
Yeah. You beat my 2. So you hear a collective "aww" from the live studio audience that's sitting out there.
Possums got a little bit cuter that day.
And we are going into the last round because they will get to do stuff, and then Alton Brown will try your food and we will declare a winner. Guy Fury is actually going to try to come over and steal the omelet that Robert just made.
The trapped possum, with its feet bound to the floor in emeralds, just looks up at the crowd with big black eyes.
So you see him run across the stage to grab your omelet. So you will oppose his roll to protect your omelet. And I rolled bad, so you don't have to roll super great.
The crowd boos.
That is promising, but I have been not doing so great, huh? I got a 2.
Okay, he snatches your omelet away
Oh,
The crowd boos.
and dashes it on the ground as he raises his hands above his head and shouts, "Welcome to Flavorville," and then runs back over to his side of the kitchen. Unshod Contessa is going to continue cooking, and Google Dice Roller is all over the place tonight. I opposed myself with a 12, and I rolled a what? She failed really bad. And then Emerald, he is going to try to cook. We said higher to succeed. So they actually, the only thing that happened on their turn was they smashed your omelet. And you guys get the final turn before time is over. So you all get one last turn.
I'm gonna go first. Here's my. Is there a crowd here? Is this
Yes,
like,
there's a live studio audience. I just decided.
well,
I
I
decided-
to the.
I decided after you appealed to them that they were there to appeal to.
I'm gonna appeal to them for cheering to help Norbert make an omelet fast. So like, you know, when you have cheerleaders and you're really pumped up and you can work so fast because like maybe they're clapping at a rhythm or like they're setting a beat.
Okay.
I want to do a help action to Norbert's omelet last minute like repair or making a new one.
Okay.
Cheerleaders, come on crowd, we can do it together.
If you succeed on this, I will let you also roll a d6 to help him to add to his 3d6. Does that sound fair?
That sounds fantastic.
Okay.
Okay, so it's more about rhythm than pitch here. So I'm going to pound on the ukulele. I've seen people hit this thing before. Ready? Come on. Cheer, crowd. Cheer. Can you clap?
Roll to see if they clap.
Okay. All right. So, I know. It starts as a slow clap. Clap, 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 clap. And then we're going
Cook
to roll our
that
dice.
egg. Cook that egg.
Another 7.
Well, you beat what I could have rolled as a 6. So they are cheering along with you. They are so excited. Since we know what Norbert is going to do, let's just skip to Tracey, and then we'll figure out if we're high stakes here on this omelet.
don't forget the mimosa.
Oh, the mimosa. That's right. You've only got one turn to do something. So Tracey, the side is ready. The mimosa needs to be made for your sweet element. The omelet needs to be recooked.
I gotta go for that.
Okay, so you run back, pop open the cork to try to pour that champagne in there.
Can you pour champagne and orange juice into a fancy glass?
What he's actually going to roll for is, did this champagne come out like Norbert had hoped? Because this was a quick pickle for a champagne.
I believe
30
the
minutes.
yeast did their job. They are roll so good. The yeast is perfect. It is not a yeast problem.
It might be a great problem. We'll see. It might be a pouring problem. He might not know how to open a bottle of champagne. It might come out perfectly. Let's find out on Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives. After this commercial break, and the cameras go still for a second. Cameras come back up right as Tracey is pouring the champagne and Norbert is cooking a beautiful omelet. Tracey, do you pour this mimosa?
I guess I'm doing that.
I don't think I've ever played a game as suspenseful as this one.
I got a 4.
I opposed you with a 2. Beautiful pour on the champagne. As you're setting it down, a strawberry happens to fall from the shelf and land perfectly on the side of the glass. It's a
Just
beautiful...
like a heavenly light.
Yes.
Just shows up and it floats down gently.
So now all the cameras pan over to Norbert. The audience is cheering, "Cook that egg! Cook that egg!" Hefty is leading them in their chant. There's shattered bits of plate and eggs scattered at your feet. 2 burnt omelets in the sink next to you. Norbert, how do you proceed?
I do the exact same recipe as before, except I am fueled by the audience chanting, and as I look at the burnt omelets from before and the shattered masterpiece I have, I am infused with the focus of a madman. Like I am cooking as if everything is slowing down, and I have all the time in the world. And I roll, and I get.
And Hefty, roll your one as well.
All right, you roll an extra dice for me.
So I roll a 5, 2, and 3 for a total of 10.
And roll 1 more dice for Hefty.
You got this. Woo!
5. So 15 total.
Woo!
As you're cooking this omelet, you put the bacon in, you start to fold it, and it looks for a second like the egg is going to stick to the pan and you're going to rip the omelet. But just then a perfect amount of butter slides underneath. You flip it, perfectly browned omelet. It is gorgeous. You flip it out of the plate, put it on, put a little parsley on it right as the buzzer hits 0.
I put my hands in the air like, hey, I've completed the task.
The audience goes wild. They are chanting, omelet, omelet. They are. You have never seen a cooking show audience this excited. You see the PAs are kind of running around trying to quiet them down. This is not how a cooking show normally goes. But you guys got these guys really revved up.
Hey, every audience loves a redemption story, and that was one in the making.
And at that moment, all the cameras turn on Alton Brown, their celebrity guest judge. And he goes, now, I guess it all comes down to me and how these breakfasts taste. And the Guy Fieri's team comes up, and they have that French toast meal I told you. They have a beautiful side of hash browns and the caramelized apples as the dessert. And he seems like it's pretty good. It's pretty tasty. They explain what the meal is, and then you all are called up to stand in front of Alton as they lay out your food, and he asks chefs, would you like to describe to me what you've made today?
Norbert, you want to take this one? You're a lot more suited in.
I will certainly try. Judges, thank you so much for having us to prepare this meal for you. I could describe what is in there, but it would only serve as a distraction to the experience you are about to receive. The ingredients, the love, the preparation, it is beyond words. And I believe once you experience this, you will agree. And so I just gently present our offering to them, and then I bow slightly and back away.
Nicely done. I thought you were just going to whip up a bunch of fancy bowl, but that was good stuff.
You keep them in the dark. It's like a mushroom, huh?
He takes a bite of the omelet, and it looks like bliss skitters across his face. He takes a bite of that Creole whatever you made for the side, and it is the best. He talks about it's the best crayfish he's ever had. It's like he's back in the swamps of Louisiana and catching crawfish right off the back of the boat. And he sips on the mimosa, and he's shocked that a 30-minute champagne can be this delicious. And he declares the fire-breathing kittens as the winner of this week's edition of Dungeons, Dragons, and Dives. And with that, you start to hear credits roll, and the audience starts to get up and leave, and the other contestants come over and shake your hands and congratulate you, and hope there's no hard feelings. You know, it's nothing personal. Nobody got hurt, so we're all good, right, guys?
I'm still stuck to the floor. This is why you should never trap possums, because we're pathetic and cute and harmless.
Emerald comes over and breaks the emeralds for you, and you're free again. And with that, you see a short gnome man that very well dressed, and he approaches and he goes, "Well, hello, Hefty. I see you have, you might be in the toy industry. Well, let me introduce myself. I am Ignatius Cogbright. I'm looking to expand my business interest into toys. Perhaps we could discuss some licensing agreements for your likeness and the wonderful music that you play."
Can you make a little internal music box that plays music when the kids shake the gently pet the possum?
Oh, my dear, Eastinghouse Company has a plethora of scientists and men of musical talents. I'm sure we can come to some sort of agreement, a possum ruck spin, if you will.
Yes.
And he hands you his card and says, my lawyers will be in touch. And he leaves. Guy Fury walks over to you guys with a big, giant novelty check for 10,000 gold pieces. And he goes, "Well, you beat us fair and square. Here's your winnings." And it looks like one of you guys roll a 6-sided die for me. 3. 3 plus the 4 points that you guys got for putting on a good show. You'll gain 700 gold pieces each for the camera rights or the split of the ad revenue. And each of you gets to keep the magic item if you still have it. So Norbert, the tea set you have, 1d6 creatures is compelled to sit down and have a 5-minute tea party if they don't resist the magic of it. And on a 1 or a 2, the tea is really bad, and when they snap out of being dolls, they will be very angry with you. On a 3 or a 4, the tea is all right. They have no emotions one way or the other. And on a 5 or a 6, it is the best tea they've ever had, and they will snap out of it being friendly to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Tracey, you have the feather sword, which instead of doing damage when you hit people, it heals them.
Oh, glad I didn't try to use it then.
And that does complete our episode for this evening. So joining us tonight was Hefty.
I invest my winnings in Possum Ruckspin.
Robert.
Oh, bah dis donc, that was very fun, no?
And Tracey.
It is occurring to me that maybe someone who is on the run from multiple places should not be on TV, but too late now.
Well, thank you all for joining us. Bye.
Au revoir.
Bye-bye.